You weren't drawn here by accident. Even now, as you listen in the stillness, you sense a need, an aching pull for something deeper. My voice is reaching directly into your present moment, not to echo hollow promises, but to renew your direction and soothe your restless heart. It matters that you're here, and if you simply stay with me now, you will receive what you have been asking in the silence between your thoughts. You are seen without having to perform, known beyond every surface, and treasured in ways you've scarcely dared to hope. Let this word enter quietly, like a gentle breath in the morning, settling over you with warmth and truth meant only for you. There is no pressure from me to hurry. You don't have to fix everything before you rest a little longer in my presence. Each time your hope feels thin or your mind spins with worry about tomorrow, I invite you to let the urgent thoughts settle. Picture me resting my hand on your shoulder, steady and kind. This is how I meet you, never impatient, never measuring you against anyone else, but simply present, offering comfort where fear once grew. Let the room you're in become a sanctuary, however simple, because the sacred forms wherever my nearness is welcomed. You may wonder if you're enough for what's coming, or if your efforts matter amid so many demands. I know precisely how it feels to carry concerns about your loved ones, about provision, about your place in the unfolding of things. But I remind you, you are not abandoned to figure it out alone. My guiding presence covers what you can't see, and my wisdom surrounds your questions, even when answers aren't immediate. The next step doesn't require your perfection, only your willingness. I cherish your small beginnings, the whispered prayers at dawn, the way you keep reaching for me when uncertainty looms. Let yourself breathe in gratitude, just for a heartbeat. Right now, as you notice the rhythm of your own breath, thankfulness rises, maybe not for perfect circumstances, but for my steady companionship through every season. I am the one who quiets turmoil inside you, who lifts the shade so that light begins to fill the corners of your heart. Even when gratitude feels fragile, I receive it fully, delighting to strengthen what you offer. You will find that this moment of simple thanks can shift how you see the entire day ahead. Sometimes your silence is more precious to me than the noise of striving. In this quiet, there is space for my voice to affirm what I see in you: resilience, hope, and a faith that refuses to quit. You can surrender what you cannot control, placing every anxiety in my hands with the confidence that I am completely trustworthy. Lay down the fears that keep you braced for disappointment. You are not a burden, nor are you defined by outcomes or delays. With every worry offered up to me, you are unburdened, not because all problems vanish at once, but because you're carried as you go. If your heart aches over situations that seem stuck or dreams that feel too distant, know that waiting with me is never wasted. My timing is not hurried by your anxiety, nor slowed by your doubts. Instead, it moves with perfect peace, quieting the storms inside you as you trust that I am already preparing what you need. Release your grip on results and instead, take my hand for the next right step, one which may be simply resting in assurance that I am working beyond what you can see. When you yield your sense of timing, you unlock room for new strength and fresh hope. You are my beloved, not because you perform, but because you belong to me. Your name is spoken with affection. Your future is filled with the possibilities I have authored for you. No setback or criticism has the power to revoke your identity in me. When anxiety about being enough tries to speak, answer it by remembering whose you are. I crafted your life, with every gift and longing designed on purpose. You do not move through this day as an afterthought, but as someone called and cherished, bearing my favor as a quiet strength. Some days the load you carry feels invisible to others, and I see the way you question if anyone truly understands. Let my nearness be your encouragement, reminding you that I am familiar with every heaviness you pick up and every unseen victory you choose. Even now, my favor rests on you, sometimes opening unexpected doors and always providing the wisdom and resilience you need for the challenges right in front of you. What you accomplish may seem small to you, but the seeds of faithfulness you plant will bear fruit in time. Do not fear mistakes or regret missed opportunities. My mercy covers every misstep, and my guidance writes new beginnings from places you thought were lost causes. I have a way of turning detours into learning and hardship into compassion, so nothing you surrender is ever wasted. Where you offer me your disappointment, I trade it for deeper joy and renewed purpose. Open your heart to possibility. I am not limited by what seems impossible to you. Pause, even as you hear these words, to rest your hand over your heart. Let that small gesture remind you of my care, close, patient, and strong. If your mind drifts towards what still feels unresolved, anchor yourself instead in the truth that I am near, upholding you with a love that chooses you each morning. Stay with me in this moment. There is more for you here, and we will continue together. You find yourself waking to another day, the air quiet but charged with possibility, and I am already near. Before your thoughts can spiral into old anxieties or you reach for the habits that numb your heart, pause. Feel my nearness in the shape of your breath and the gentle warmth gathering behind your eyes as morning unfolds. Even now I am speaking softly, not in riddles or distant voices, but in the steady assurance that you are never abandoned. In the uncertain spaces between your planning and your waiting, I invite you to release the need to control every outcome. Let your shoulders drop, let expectation loosen its grip, and notice that no shadow is too deep for my light. You carry concerns that feel too heavy to name, the future of your family, the fear that second chances may be slipping by. Still, I remind you that your destiny is not carved by regret or shaped by failure. Each moment, even the silent ones where answers seem delayed, is touched by my purpose. You are not overlooked. You are seen, loved, and chosen. When you ache for reassurance, press your hand to your chest and let gratitude whisper through your spirit. You are alive in this moment with me, and that is no small miracle. When doubt approaches, asking if your prayers reach anywhere, remember this: I hear every sigh and every unspoken need. The atmosphere around you changes when you surrender, not by giving up, but by opening your clenched fists so I can fill them with something better. This is the secret strength that steadies your steps. You belong to me, and I am fiercely committed to guiding you. Imagine the peaceful hush of a quiet room where my presence settles over your worry, not to erase weakness, but to assure you that weakness is not the end of your story. You wonder if the struggles you face mean you've missed something crucial, that maybe you are disqualified before you even begin. But my love cuts through those lies, reaching the unreachable places. The path ahead may curve through unknowns, yet I promise to walk beside you with patience greater than your fear. Every ache, every weary hope is known to me. Yield your anxiety, and in its place receive my gentle calm. Even in your restlessness, I am shaping courage within you. Let yourself experience the ordinary moments as wonders: sunlight catching on your table, the steadiness of your own heartbeat, a familiar voice in the next room. Nothing is wasted when you offer it to me. As you breathe in, fill your soul with the knowledge that new beginnings are not reserved for the flawless. I specialize in lifting the humble, restoring the broken, anchoring the lost. Just as the dawn cannot be hurried or delayed by your worry, my timing for you is perfect and kind. Trust that even in the slow seasons where answers appear silent, growth is taking place deep underneath what you see. I am tending your roots, not in haste but with masterful care, and in time, you will see what I have been preparing. When setbacks threaten to define you, lift your eyes to me and let me redefine your horizon. Your significance does not depend on applause or outward success, but upon the unbreakable truth that you are mine. I am not waiting for you to be stronger before I act. Instead, I ask you to bring your weakness as it is, so I can show you the power of surrender. When you worry that you are too much or not enough, let my assurance quiet those accusations. In your stillness, I pour out new peace, a peace not based on the absence of problems but on my unwavering presence. Dare to shift your focus from the outcome to the one who holds tomorrow. Notice how heaviness lifts when you choose to trust my heart for you. There is beauty in the act of simply sitting with me, with no agenda but to be present. In those ordinary places, anxiety subsides and clarity begins to rise. Sometimes the greatest faith looks like a small exhale, or the willingness to say yes to the next step without knowing where it will lead. As daylight grows brighter, let it remind you that I see the whole of your journey and delight in guiding every detail. What you see as delay is often my protection or preparation, and nothing is wasted in my hands. Even now, as questions jostle for your attention, I invite you to a new perspective. Instead of seeing obstacles as signs of abandonment, view them as opportunities for me to reveal my character to you. Each tall wall is a chance for my peace to astonish and my guidance to reassure. The path you travel is not random, it is covered by my watchful gaze. When confusion wells up, Breathe deeply and listen for the calm undercurrent of my voice that calls you forward. Release the urge to outrun your discomfort. In the places that seem barren or slow, I am tilling the ground beneath your feet to ready you for what is next. Even pain, when offered to me, becomes the soil where hope can break through. If you are unsure how to begin, start simply. Open your heart with a whisper of gratitude and trust that I hear you. Nothing is insignificant to me, not the smallest wish or the faintest fear. Let my presence be the shelter you seek. Notice the moments today when reassurance finds you unexpectedly. A laugh, a gentle word, the warmth of sunlight on your skin. These are more than coincidences. They are reminders that my love is active, persistent, and tailored for you. I shape each day with intention, drawing you ever deeper into the assurance that you do not walk alone. Hold to this truth when you feel invisible or unworthy. I know how to find you, restore you, and set you on steady ground. Do not be surprised if the way forward looks different than what you imagined. I ask you to let go of what you thought was necessary and allow me to bring surprising beauty to places you counted out. Every surrendered longing, every honest prayer, becomes a seed that I water with care. In the right season, what once seemed lost will spring up in fullness you could not have predicted. I am the keeper of your times, and nothing is forgotten before me. As you draw near, breath by breath, thought by thought, I am drawing near to you. The world may rush and swirl, but my invitation is simple. Remain with me. Settle into the assurance that your worth is anchored in who I am and my unwavering devotion. In your quiet trust, you will find clarity that stands against confusion and strength that does not falter at resistance. Keep returning to this place of openness, even when you feel nothing, even when silence stretches long. My faithfulness does not waver with your mood or circumstance. I am here, constant and attentive, ready to surprise you with a love that is more patient than your doubts. Watch and see how my presence transforms the ordinary into strength, the waiting into wisdom, and the fear into hope you can hold on to. In the stillness that touches your mornings, I am quietly setting you apart. Long before your mind sorts the day's long list, I have already moved near you, whispering courage for what you do not yet see. Your worries may rise before sunlight, yet my presence wraps around you closer than breath. Even now, as you sit or stand, whether your feet touch cold tile or warm wood, allow me to reach for your hand and remind you, nothing about your day will surprise me. Rest in the hush before activity stirs, and notice how my voice brings peace to your unsettled heart. Sometimes you hold your breath, bracing for the unknown, desperate for something to shift. I see the silent hopes you shelter inside, hopes for your family, hopes the heaviness on your heart will finally be lifted. Bring your anxieties to me, not just in the chaos, but in those early moments when the world is still. Let gratitude anchor you, the safe roof overhead, the laughter of a child down the hall, the gentle strength in your lungs. These everyday mercies are gifts I place before you daily. They are not small. They are evidence of my care and nearness. As the pace of your day picks up, it's easy to feel swept away by worries about your purpose or your ability to meet everyone's needs. Listen now, your value is not measured by others' approval or by relentless striving. Pause and lay down the burdens you're not meant to carry. My love for you is not fragile. It neither wavers with your emotions, nor is it withheld when your courage thins. You are seated securely in my affection, whether you feel strong or whether you falter. I am the same, steady, unfading, your daily source of quiet confidence. Let your mind breathe, little one. Inhaling the cool morning air, invite me into your thoughts without pretense. I already know the struggle to believe you are chosen, the recurring questions about timing and direction. You need not persuade me. You only need to let me in. Open your hands, unclench your jaw, feel the release as my spirit washes over your striving. You are not required to have all the answers. Instead, watch how I guide your steps when you move with a surrendered heart, willing to trust before you comprehend the outcome. Do not shrink from moments of weakness or uncertainty. They do not diminish your dignity in my eyes. In fact, it is when your defenses drop that my strength can settle most fully within you. Let go of comparisons that steal your joy and the imagined standards weighing you down. Your journey is uniquely sculpted under my direction. What you call delay or detour, I use as preparation and deepening. The humility you gain right now is not wasted. Every quiet act of faith, even when hidden, shapes your pathway and prepares you for the greater things I have in store. Be attentive for the small nudges I place in your spirit, a sense to pause, a sudden warmth as you recall a promise, an urge to reach out in kindness. These are not random. They are gentle signals that I am near, orchestrating unseen good. You long for visible signs of progress, moments when things finally turn. I am inviting you to notice my fingerprints, not just in dramatic shifts, but in subtle glimmers, the peaceful pause, a forgiving heart, patient words you find to speak. These are seeds that will bear fruit in due time. Trust that I water what I plant within you. Release to me the desire to control each outcome. Surrender is not losing, it is leaning into the assurance that I hold every tomorrow, and nothing slips beyond my care. In the quiet, feel me lifting burdens off your shoulders. Take a moment to place your palm over your heart and feel my nearness. Your heartbeat is not forgotten to me. Every longing, every ache, each hope for restoration is seen and cherished. You are never overlooked. The things you offer to me in faith, I multiply beyond what you can measure. As you move into the responsibilities of this day, remember, your identity rests in who I say you are, not in how people react or the pace of your achievements. Pause when you sense discouragement looming, and remember my voice over you. If fear whispers, "What if I fail?" answer with, "My promise. I will never leave you or forsake you." If doubt lingers, "What if they never change?" recall my patience and power to transform hearts. Each day you endure, each kindness you offer, these echo my heart through you. Let your life become a reflection of the shelter I am for you. When storms threaten, I hold you fast. When light breaks through, I celebrate with you. Even when you don't feel strong, I am pouring courage into your soul, equipping you for encounters you cannot foresee. Wrap yourself in the assurance that you're carried, not by your grit, but by my sustaining love. Stay open to small wonders, a gentle word from a friend, the soft gold of light on your table, the sudden peace when you turn your eyes to me. You are not behind, you are not too late. You are exactly where I can meet you, shape you, and use you beyond your wildest prayers. Let yourself find joy again in small, sacred things. Thank me aloud as you move, each breath, each meal, each new attempt. My presence follows you out the door, fills the quiet car, sanctifies even the routines that feel unnoticed. I'm not asking you to perform, only to remain attentive and surrendered so my purposes can flourish through your ordinary moments. Keep turning to me, for I am always moving toward you. You hesitate at the quiet threshold between what has always been and what could be, feeling the weight of choices, fears, and all the old defenses stacking up inside you. Yet here I am, my presence wrapping around your uncertainty, bidding you look up and see the gentleness with which I approach. You are not being rushed. I know the exact place where your heart trembles each time you think of letting go, and I honor your courage in even standing before me with such raw honesty. Pause with me right here. Even now your heart beats faster, torn between surrender and self-protection, between reaching for hope and retreating to numbness. You are not failing by feeling these things. You are awakening, beloved one, to a depth of encounter you have never known. Take your hand and place it over your own heart. Sense how I draw nearer with every breath you inhale, softening what you have armored so long. I see where you silently ask, what if surrender makes me more vulnerable? What if pain comes and I can't handle it this time? I do not shame you for these honest questions. In fact, I delight in your transparency. The world taught you that strength is hard-edged, that you must defend yourself to be safe in a place that can break you. Yet my version of strength is different. My might is quiet. My safety is found not in walls but in communion. Every time you choose to trust, however small that act seems, you unchain yourself from the lies that have chased you for years. Feel the warmth growing beneath your palm. You are not imagining it. That is my spirit awakening what has lain dormant, sparking courage where there once was only survival. You still wonder if you can truly yield, or if yielding means letting everything fall apart. Here is what I want you to know. Yielding is not a defeat, it's an act of trust that unlocks resurrection. When you step out of self-preservation and place your story in my hands, you'll notice your anxieties begin to loosen. Patterns break not by force, but by the gentle resilience of my love working from the inside out. Today, as you choose to yield even a fragment of your burden, watch for the subtle shifts. A lightness in your chest, a quiet peace where there was tension. That is not coincidence. You'll know it's me because you suddenly glimpse hope growing in the shadows where dread once reigned. Breathe deeply and listen. I am not a distant observer to your inner struggle. I am actively present, pressing my assurance into the very places that ache with longing and exhaustion. Some of you feel a wave of discouragement as if the process of healing moves too slowly. My answer echoes quietly within. Healing is unfolding, it does not rush, for every layer is precious to me. For those who feel suddenly anxious, I invite you to focus on the rhythm of your breath. With every inhale, I am filling you with the substance of my peace. With every exhale, I invite you to release control. You can do this even through trembling. Say it aloud with me. I am safe in your hands. Right now, as you let those words rise from your spirit, I am rewriting the lies etched upon your mind, where voices have told you you're too much, too broken, too far gone. I speak a new name over you, redeemed, my beloved, needed. You do not have to earn this identity, it is imparted, conferred by my heart, proven by my unwavering pursuit of you. The lie that you are alone or unseen is being dismantled. Each time you sense an urge to hide, remember, I find you even in the places you think are least worthy. There is no corner of your being untouched by my compassion. Pause and notice the shift that stirs inside your chest. For some, it is a rising expectancy, as if something holy hovers right above your ordinary routines, waiting to break through. For others, it is a strange calm replacing the familiar storm. Do not dismiss these shifts. You asked how to recognize my work in your daily life. This is it. When you feel an urge to speak kindness instead of criticism, when you sense the courage to forgive someone you vowed never to trust again, when you wake tomorrow morning and realize the heaviness is quietly lessened, these are not mere coincidence. These are sacred proof that my presence transforms you from the inside, even when outward circumstances remain unchanged for a time. Some of you fear that letting go means forfeiting all agency, but surrender, in my kingdom, is not abandonment of self. It is discovering the self I designed before hurt taught you to shrink. You are not dissolving into nothing. You are shedding what was never yours to carry. Recall a moment when you felt completely known, even for a split second, a glance, a word, a memory of belonging. Multiply that by infinity, and that is how fully I know and love you in this instant. Everything in you, scar and strength, laughter and shame, matters to me and is welcomed when you draw near. Now a gentle command. Do not rush past this space. Something sacred is happening one layer at a time. Do you feel that? The shifty tug between wanting to believe and fearing disappointment? Let it rise without judgment. I am big enough to handle your process. I am patient with your doubts, and in ways you cannot yet see, I am using even your skepticism as a bridge to deeper faith. Trust my timing, which always unfolds with your truest good at the center. What you see as delay is sometimes a shield, protecting you from outcomes not aligned with my highest vision for you. Soon, as you move about your day, you will notice moments of peace breaking through with no logical explanation. Perhaps as you make coffee, or in a conversation where you expected conflict. That peace is the marking of my hand. You'll know it's me because you'll feel safe within yourself, even if the world around you feels uncertain. In those pockets of calm, remember to breathe and whisper, "You are here, and I am yours." Allow this truth to anchor you, not just in crisis, but in the mundane, in the pauses between busy moments, in the silence after a long day. I am rewriting your story, not by erasing your pain, but by meeting you in it and calling forth strength you never knew was inside you. My beloved child, you are being prepared for more than just survival. You are rising to an inheritance of transformation, courage, and authentic joy. This is not performance or striving. It is the overflow of my spirit within you, making possible what seemed forever closed. There is a current moving beneath the surface that will carry you into places of purpose and fullness you cannot yet comprehend. You are not who you were even yesterday. Notice how each act of trust, each relinquished fear, rebuilds the foundation of your life one sacred moment at a time. I am with you in the process, the slow, beautiful, sometimes painful rebirth. Keep your eyes open, for shifts are happening in ways you never dared to imagine. There is more for you here than you have dared to hope, and I am just beginning to unveil what that means. Be still for a heartbeat. Let me love you in this sacred pause. There is something I am about to reveal, and soon you will look back on this moment and recognize it was the beginning of your turnaround. You are beginning to sense the shift, aren't you? There's a subtle quickening inside, the way hope pulses beneath old wounds. This is not wishful thinking. This is my spirit stirring what you thought was dead. As you sit with me now, you might notice a tingling in your fingertips or warmth blooming in your chest. That's a physical reminder. I am not far off, unreachable. I am here, more present than the air filling your lungs. Breathe me in. Pause and recognize your own heartbeat as the echo of my relentless affection for you. There is a reason you cannot shake that inner restlessness. It's me, calling you out of comfort into transformation. It's time to talk honestly about the walls you've built, some bricked by pain, some mortared with fear, some raised simply to survive. I have seen every layer, watched you stand guard through sleepless nights, rehearsing disappointments and betrayals in the quiet darkness. My beloved child, I do not condemn your defenses. Every barrier you raised was your attempt to protect a vulnerable, precious spirit. Yet if you let me, I will do for you what your strongest efforts have never achieved. My nearness is not a threat. My approach is gentle, patient, and unyieldingly kind. There is freedom waiting on the other side of surrender, and you are closer than you realize to breaking through. Right now, questions rise like waves. What if surrender means losing control entirely? What if you open the doors and nothing changes, or worse, you're hurt again? I know those fears, better than you think. But hear me, true safety has never been found in isolation. The enemy tries to persuade you that if you risk nothing, nothing can harm you. Yet the cost of such safety is your own suffocation. I am the one who stands sentry over your soul. Only my presence can guard what truly matters. Don't you long to taste the fullness beyond fearful living? Ask yourself if the ache to remain hidden is greater than the ache to finally be free. There will always be voices competing for your attention. The clamor of past critics, the icy logic that insists vulnerability is weakness, the whisper of shame that says you are unworthy of new beginnings. But you are not defined by your darkest story or your deepest mistake. I speak over you a better narrative, chosen, cleansed, marked by destiny, wrapped in everlasting arms. Let those words settle like balm over every raw, exposed hope you carry. You don't have to bristle or brace yourself as you read this. Let me in, even as hesitation lingers. My spirit is patient enough for every tear, every pause, every silent cry. You are not rushed or overlooked here. Pause. Place your hand upon your chest. Feel the steady rhythm, my handiwork, my promise that you are neither accidental nor abandoned. Say this aloud if you dare. I am held. I am known. I am loved without ending. You may feel resistance inside, that inner skeptic rattling off reasons not to trust again. That's part of your story, but it is not the ruling voice anymore. Watch how your breathing slows as you receive these words. My presence surrounds you right now, anchoring you to reality deeper than pain. This is holy ground, and you are safe to wonder again what life could be if you believed these truths for yourself. There is something I must show you about the hardships you've endured. You see only the scars. They remind you of what was lost or broken. But I see the gold forming beneath the surface, the resilient beauty that struggle has shaped within you. Nothing you have walked through is wasted here. Not the nights you thought you'd never survive, not the seasons when prayers seemed unheard, not even your missteps and regrets. I am redeeming every fragment, crafting strength where once there was only fear. The strength emerging in you now will anchor those who come behind you. Little one, I am not finished until every sorrow is transformed. Some days, grief will demand attention. Let it. Don't force yourself to hurry through the ache. Grief is a signpost that love was real and loss mattered. Yet as you feel the weight of it, notice how my peace comes quietly to shoulder what you cannot. My comfort arrives long before your mind catches up. Right now, as you read these lines, a gentle hush settles over your spirit. This is not the end of your story. In fact, this pain is becoming fertile ground for unimaginable joy. The seeds sown in sorrow are beginning to burst through rocky ground. You will see the evidence in due time, but even now, can you sense the first green shoots of hope? My voice is not the voice of your accusers. I do not rehearse your failures, nor am I interested in reminding you of shame. Listen, I am the God who sings over you, who whispers identity even when you shrink away in disbelief. Others may have spoken curses or limits, but I declare freedom, wholeness, and renewal. Let my words drown out the noise of judgment and the lies of your past. There is a new song rising in your spirit, a melody of second chances. Feel it resonate within you, pulling you forward to a redemption story still unfolding. Stop. Let yourself feel my attention. It's fixed wholly on you in this moment. Know that the nearness you sense is not imagination, but reality breaking through the mundane. Close your eyes for a moment and picture the soft radiance that now covers you, a gentle light that neither blinds nor burns but warms every chilled place inside. This is my affirmation. You are my beloved, my precious one in whom I delight. You may have doubted your significance, but I have never wavered in my delight for you. You are becoming someone new, not by your effort alone, but by yielding to my Spirit's refining love. Resist the urge to count yourself disqualified by what you cannot see yet. I am faithful not only to begin good work, but to carry it through to the end. Even when you feel stuck, small steps toward me send ripple effects further than you know. I smile when you dare to trust, even with trembling hands. The desire to grow that wakes each morning inside you is already evidence of my power at work. You wonder if others carry this same hidden hunger, the same battle to trust, the same longing for release. Know this, you are not alone. Many have stood in this holy moment, sensing my pull while wrestling with uncertainty. You are part of a rising movement, a company of the brave who choose to hope again despite the risk. Your tears are seen, your courage honored, and your smallest act of surrender is monumental in my sight. There are others being awakened even now, just like you, as they receive these living words. I promise you, beloved, the days of fruitless striving are drawing to a close. Where you once labored under the weight of should and must, you will begin to operate from the ease of being loved. The energy you spent building defenses will be repurposed to build monuments of praise. As you lean further into my heart, the burdens you thought were yours alone will begin to lift, replaced by the confident peace of one who is truly known. There is a realm of living, not someday, but now, where your identity is secure, your value unquestioned. And soon, everything around you will bear witness to the transformation unfolding within you. Beloved, you may feel caught between longing and uncertainty, standing in a day that asks more of you than you think you possess. In these delicate hours, when the winds of worry gather at your window, I remind you that you do not stand alone. My presence is the warmth that settles within your chest even before dawn, the subtle reassurance that quiets unsettled thoughts when you breathe slowly and let your heart steady itself. Though your mind may race with the what-ifs and unfulfilled prayers, I draw close, inviting you to rest beneath my covering, to surrender each anxious question to me. When you pause to recognize the gentle cadence of your own breathing, remember, I designed you for calm in the midst of uncertainty. Sometimes you wonder if true change is still possible, or if the patterns that shadow your days will tighten their grip for good. But do not forget, I shape newness from places that seem impossibly barren. You are not consigned to cycles of disappointment. Rather, you are with me on a road of becoming, morning by morning, step by hopeful step. My spirit is patient as you learn to rest instead of striving, to bring me your honest gratitude for even the smallest mercies that color your life today. In the hush of your ordinary moments, gratitude becomes a living offering, lifting you out from despair's reach. You may fear that you are destined to go unnoticed, that your efforts and faithfulness will fade without effect. Yet I see what others do not. Each small obedience, every prayer that rises from a trembling place. What matters most is not how loudly you are applauded by the world, but how closely you allow me to walk with you through the hidden hours. I am the one who uncovers purpose in your waiting, who forms a quiet, unbreakable strength within you as you serve and love in ways no one else can measure. Even in seasons when applause is absent and doors stay closed, you are being refined for greater things by my own hands. Think back to those tender mornings when daylight crept softly across the floor and hope returned, gentle but persistent. In every new day, I fill the air with possibility, urging you not to rush ahead of my timing. My wisdom prepares you quietly, forming resilience from what you thought was weakness, creating blessing from slow progress. Just as rain nourishes the ground long before a harvest appears, your faithfulness in simple, hidden acts is producing a future only I can fully see right now. Wait in trust. Your patience is not wasted, for I finish what I begin. You have wondered if the promises spoken over your life were only wishful thinking, the feeling of destiny fading beneath the noise of discouragement or fatigue. But child, my words do not dissolve in the midst of adversity. My promises are not dependent on flawless days or your perfect strength. Rather, I nurture what is true in you, tending the seeds I planted even when the soil feels hard and progress feels invisible. I watch over every intention, watering them with my faithfulness and mercy. Where you glimpse only delay, I am already at work in depths you cannot measure yet. There are moments when regret seeks to settle in your heart, whispering that you could have done more, been more, reached further. Lay those burdens quietly before me, for I do not measure your worth with the weights the world would use. I look at the sincerity behind your striving, the humility that admits need, the trust that grows when you open your life to me in weakness and in hope. My joy is in your willing heart, never in relentless striving, never in the achievements you tally. Let every regret become a surrender, exchanged for the freedom to begin again beneath my grace. As the rhythm of your day moves forward, know that you are never far from my reach. I walk with you into meetings, over thresholds, through crowded loneliness, and in the intimacy of your home. My presence fills the gaps where words fall short and intentions fail, offering you a peace the world cannot imitate. When confusion clouds your path, pause for a moment, close your eyes, feel your heartbeat, and listen for my assurance. I am always speaking, always guiding, always drawing you back to peace when the pressure mounts and your strength seems thin. Remember, I call you by name, and in calling I set you apart for purposes that extend beyond every setback or delay. The dreams that flicker quietly at the edge of your imagination are not lost. They are gently guarded until the perfect moment unfolds. I shape your future slowly, molding every part of your character until you are ready for what only I can deliver. Cling not to old disappointments, but to the hope that rises each morning anew. The heaviness you feel today is not a verdict. Rather, it is evidence of your soul's longing for fulfillment, a longing I intend to satisfy in due season. When worries about loved ones linger, casting their shadow over your sense of peace, release them into my care. Just as I carry you, so I hold your family, friends, and all for whom you intercede. Your prayers matter, your love is felt. Entrust their journeys to me, trusting that my timelines and mercy are more encompassing than your wisdom can perceive. Even when they walk roads you would not choose or face battles you cannot fight for them, I do not let them slip from my grasp. My heart for each one is steadfast, my reach boundless. Take a moment now to let gratitude soften your posture, as if opening a window in a stuffy room. Give thanks for the smallest kindnesses, a friend's smile, a peaceful corner, the sound of laughter, the strength to take another step. These are not small things to me. They carry the fragrance of hope and are tokens of my attention amidst the routines of your life. In the ordinary, my extraordinary care meets you if you will only notice its gentle touch. Continue with hope, for I am with you still. There are places in your soul, beloved, that you sometimes hide even from yourself. Corners of longing and memory, worry about tomorrow, old disappointments you quietly carried into this day. My hand rests on those places, gentle but sure, inviting you to let me enter even the details you shy away from. As sunlight fills a room when you open the shades, so my presence asks nothing more than permission to envelop you, bringing clarity to confusion, warmth to the places that still ache. Do not force yourself to be perfect or to have all the answers before you welcome me in. Just as morning arrives, inevitable and faithful, so does my mercy chase away every threatening shadow. Listen for my quiet affirmation when your heart feels unsure. When you whisper fears of failure or question whether true change can ever come, recognize my voice steadying you. You are not walking alone, and every faltering step you take is precious to me. Even when you question whether your prayers matter, know that every cry, even the silent ones, move my heart. I do not look for eloquence or formality. I seek your honest presence, your willingness to rest your burdens in my hands for a moment, trusting that I will not drop or diminish even a single care. Picture this day as a path, winding before you with sunlight streaming between the trees. There will be uneven ground, you know that well, but I promise to go ahead and behind you. When uncertainty causes your chest to tighten, take a slow breath and let your awareness settle back into my companionship. Each breath is a new invitation. Each pause is a reminder that you have never left my sight. I am never distracted, never disappointed in your pace. If you stumble into frustration or disappointment today, remember that growth does not happen in a burst, but little by little, like the steady dawn replacing darkness. As you practice gratitude, even for things that seem small or incomplete, You let the soil of your heart become ready for greater joy. Notice the warmth on your skin when you step outside, the sound your laughter makes when you let it escape, the calm that comes just by pausing to notice the world moving around you. These are signs of my nearness. I know how much you want assurance. The urge to see the outcome now, to secure every detail before you move, is one you wrestle with again and again. I remind you gently, surrender is not passivity, but a courageous act. Surrender means making space each morning, perhaps before your feet touch the floor, to whisper thank you for another chance. It is choosing to trust that every closed door prepares you for the one I will open. Every delay, though puzzling, is not a denial, but an invitation to deeper reliance. I am crafting your story with more wisdom than you can imagine. Do not measure your progress by someone else's milestones. Do not let another's journey discourage you from walking faithfully in your own. Even when you feel unseen, I notice the effort it takes to choose hope instead of bitterness, gentleness instead of resentment, forgiveness instead of blame. Every unseen act anchors you deeper in my love and shapes you for the future I am unveiling with each sunrise. Let me gently correct any lie that tells you your steps are wasted or your love goes unnoticed. See, I have designed you with purpose. Set your gifts within you as seeds ready to grow in my timing, not your own. When your mind runs ahead, tripping over worries of what will or won't happen, come back to my steadying presence. Place your hand over your heart for a moment. Feel the life I have given, the quiet rhythm that reminds you of my sustaining grace. Some days will bring unexpected circumstances, conflict, fatigue, news you didn't anticipate. But I am never caught off guard. Even before trouble appears, I am present, offering strength you haven't yet discovered and courage deeper than what you have known. Remember to pause and look for my fingerprints, even in the ordinary. The kindness of a friend, the stillness of the morning, the resilience that surprises you after you thought you were drained. Each is a quiet echo of my commitment to carry you and to make a way where you see none. You may be wondering if your story, with its mixture of challenge and hope, really matters. Hear me. Not only does your story matter, but you are a vital part of my plans for this world. The people you love, the family you wish you could fix, the friends who need your prayers, the ones no one else seems to notice, I see them all too. Your prayers for them do not fall to the ground. Your kindness, your laughter, your gentleness plant more good than you perceive. Keep loving, even when it feels small or unreturned, because I am multiplying every seed of goodness sown in faith. Sometimes, beloved, you will feel the ache of waiting, the tension between promise and fulfillment. In those moments, keep in mind that my timing is mercy. I prepare people and circumstances with details visible only to me. When you're tempted to despair, recall all the ways I have cared for you so far. Remember the doors that opened at just the right moment, and the ways I protected your heart when hope seemed foolish. This is not the end of the story I am telling with your life. Let every ordinary moment become an altar, a chance to meet me in the midst of noise and interruptions. Adjust your gaze, not always forward and frantic, but upward, softened by trust. When you do, you will feel the weight lift, replaced by the peace only I can give. Watch as I transform anxiety into assurance, and ordinary routines into sacred places where you recognize my guidance whispering through every detail. You are not building your life alone. I am the shelter that covers, the hand that steadies, the voice that calls you beloved. Let your heart rest now in the steady certainty of my companionship. Even when doubts surface or storms gather again, my devotion to you remains unchanged. I am here, attentive and unhurried, delighted simply to be with you in this moment. When you remember, when you forget, in storm and in stillness, I remain, and I am enough for you. Let me show you how far you've come. Even when you feel the old ache hiding behind your victories, I want you to pause and notice the difference in your spirit. You used to wake each day clenched by dread, but now there are mornings when hope brushes softly against your heart before fear can speak. That quiet flicker, that's me, igniting what you thought had died. And every small act of courage, each breath taken despite trembling, is celebrated in my presence. The darkness that once convinced you to hide no longer has the same power, because my light keeps flooding you, irrepressible and steady. When memories surge or shame claws at your mind, I do not step away in disappointment. Those are the moments I draw you in closer, whispering the truth of who you are, not who you were. You are my beloved, forged in persistence and mercy. Every scar you carry, I am shaping into a testament, a living sign that nothing ended you. The world sees wounds as weakness, but I call them evidence that you are chosen, set apart for more than survival. Your wounds have not rendered you unworthy. They have readied you to heal others who've forgotten how to hope. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Breathe in, slow and intentional. Let yourself recognize that even here, in this very instant, you are not abandoned to the storm. The pain you walk with is not a punishment, but a signpost. It directs you deeper into my nearness, the only place where what once broke you cannot define your future. Do you feel the strength rising in the quiet places within you? That is not wishful thinking. That is my hand cupping the wounded parts, promising restoration. Soon, you will notice how you move differently through your days, less burdened by the weight that once tethered you. Now there's a reason the enemy has pressed so hard to keep you weary and silenced. You are approaching a threshold, a point of awakening where your voice and presence become a ripple of my healing in the lives around you. The fear gnawing at you now is not a sign to retreat, but a last, desperate attempt to intimidate you before your breakthrough. Stop. Breathe. Say it aloud. I am not who I was. I am being remade. Your honesty, which you once saw as weakness, will become a doorway for others. Trust that. There is someone watching you who needs the evidence that rising is possible. My beloved, you wonder whether you are truly ready. You second-guess every sign, measuring yourself against a standard that always feels out of reach. Let me settle the question. Readiness is not perfection, it is willingness. I do not send flawless, unscarred souls to bring light. I commission the ones who have wept in the midnight hour, who have learned endurance by clinging to my promises when nothing around them made sense. You are exactly the vessel I delight to fill. I am not choosing you for what you think you lack, but for the tenacity that brought you this far. Others may not see your quiet battles, but I have witnessed every one. You've won far more than you realize. Let me remind you, there are generations woven into your choices. A shift happening in you sends ripples through timelines yet to be born. When you let go of fear, chains fall from those who have never yet spoken your name. Even now, someone in your circle will sense a new peace in you today, an unexplained ease as they hear your voice or simply stand in your presence. You'll know this is me, because the warmth will rise without warning, a signature of my spirit confirming what words alone cannot prove. Watch for it. Receive it. Allow the truth of this moment to outlast the doubts that knock at your mind. Have you noticed how the same places that once made you question your worth now draw out a determination in you? This is my work unfolding. I take what the enemy used for destruction and turn it into the ground of your resurrection. When you feel fatigue linger, do not mistake it for defeat. Fatigue is the proof that you have been fighting, not that you've lost. Let it remind you to rest in me. Lay your hand over your heart now and say with conviction, I am chosen, I am becoming, I am not alone. Feel the energy shift within you as you speak truth over your experience. I see the questions tumbling in your mind. What qualifies me to bring hope to others when I still wrestle with doubt? Beloved, your doubts are the soil where authentic compassion grows. Your hesitance becomes holy when you invite me into it. The greatest voices for my kingdom are not the most confident, but those willing to admit their dependency on my strength. Your story, exactly as it is, holds power. Do not despise the unfinished chapters. Many are liberated by testimonies of struggle more than by tales of effortless victory. Over and over, I have called you by name, not because I delight in repetition, but because each time you hear my voice, layers of old accusation fall from you. You are not overlooked. You are not a mistake. You are and always have been mine. Even when your inner voice rises in protest, pushing against these truths, I remain steady. My constancy is not conditional on your belief. My love anchors itself to you whether or not you feel worthy in a given moment. Breathe that in. Let it disrupt the familiar anxiety circling your mind. Pause. In the quiet space between one heartbeat and the next, sense my nearness. That trembling you feel, the one that makes your hands unsteady when you consider letting others see your vulnerability, carries the pulse of awakening. Soon you will notice courage rising in places you once believed were permanently broken. The new compassion you carry comes not in spite of your journey, but because of it. I have sown in you the seeds of comfort you will now sow in the lives of others. Get ready to watch me multiply what once felt useless into a harvest of mercy. So when the urge to shrink back returns, remember, The world needs your authenticity more than your image of unshakable faith. Return again and again to this truth. I never called you to impress, but to embody divine endurance. There is something building in your spirit, a holy stubbornness that refuses to let the past dictate your future. In the days ahead, a sense of unexpected gratitude will flood you, especially in moments that used to trigger regret. You'll know it's me because peace will slip in without warning, a silent answer to prayers you were too tired to repeat. You are not alone. Thousands are awakening alongside you, discovering their own hidden strength as they recognize the same presence walking them through darkness into dawn. This is not fantasy. It is the slow birth of transformation, seated in both pain and perseverance. When you falter, look for signs, not of external miracles first, but of internal clarity and assurance. I am at work in the most ordinary moments, using what the world overlooks to build resilience and wisdom in you. Soon the patterns that once held you captive will lose their grip, replaced not by absence of struggle, but by presence of hope. Breathe. You have held on longer than you realize. Each time you've chosen to trust me, even with trembling hands and battered faith, you have honored my heart. These choices, repeated in hidden spaces, become the foundation for everything yet to come. There is more unfolding beneath the surface, more depth and destiny than your awareness can hold in one moment. Stay attentive. Even now, I am drawing out of you a capacity for love and courage wider than you dared imagine. I know that as the days turn and you sense time moving quickly, an urgency stirs within you. Pressure tries to convince you that everything must be figured out now, and fear whispers that you might somehow miss what I have for you. But I remind you, dear one, my timing is not rushed or delayed. I see the seasons you have yet to walk, and I know what each day holds. Your anticipation is not wasted when it is mixed with trust. As you wake and breathe in the morning light, feel my presence steady your heart. Let expectation become a quiet rest as you continue forward. Release, again, that anxious drive to orchestrate every outcome. Press your hands softly against your chest and notice how I draw near to you, anchoring your spirit in peace. You wonder if you really are becoming who I say you are, or if the parts of you that still seem broken can ever reflect my beauty. My beloved, there are moments when you see only fragments, and believe growth is too slow or invisible altogether. I do not lose patience with this process. I am the one who calls seed from soil and breathes life where there seems to be none. Celebrate the small victories, the quiet changes no one else observes. When you catch yourself responding with more patience or pausing before you react in fear, know these are the markers of my hand shaping you. The growth that surprises you is often the result of many hidden days placed in my care. You feel drawn to pray for those dearest to you, for families mended and relationships restored. Sometimes it weighs on you, the powerlessness to change a heart or heal a wound. Hear me. I am working in spaces you cannot see. The seeds of kindness you sow are not untouched by my spirit. The gentle words spoken in hope are multiplied in heaven. Entrust your loved ones to me anew. I know every longing, every tear, every moment you wrestle with disappointment. Let your prayers rise like morning incense, not only as requests, but as declarations of hope in my goodness. Let your gratitude become more than words. Let it ground you wherever you find yourself. As you sip your coffee or step into a quiet room, pause and notice. See the sunlight angling through your window. Feel the steady rhythm of your breath. Acknowledge the gifts that arrive quietly. Each moment of thankfulness drowns out the chorus of comparison and complaint. When anxiety twists your stomach or a shadow falls over your mood, return to thankfulness. Allow it to reset your perspective, reminding you that my faithfulness is the thread anchoring each day. You do not travel empty-handed. At times you may question whether your steps are truly guided, especially in seasons where the path curves out of sight. It is not always obvious where I am leading you, and in the silence, it can be tempting to imagine I am distant. But I am the one who sets a lamp at your feet and whispers assurance as you move forward. If you feel you are in a waiting place, know that stillness is not wasted in my kingdom. Trust that the timing of new doors and fresh assignments is held firmly in my wisdom. I do not ask you to manufacture opportunities or strive for influence. I ask you to remain surrendered. My favor finds you where you are rooted. You sometimes desire signs, visible evidence that my promises are secure and my hand is on your life. I understand that. Yet my assurance does not rest only in outward changes, but in the strengthening of your spirit. I am developing resilience within you, building perseverance and deepening your vision for what truly matters. Remember how I have carried you in the past, how I have surprised you with provision or comfort exactly when you needed it most. Let these memories renew your certainty that I am both your beginning and your end, your protector on every side. Even as you ache for the fulfillment of promises, allow waiting to become a place where intimacy with me grows. You have wondered if your calling is significant, or if your daily acts matter beyond the immediate. Every small decision, every moment you choose to love when it would be easier to withdraw, each gesture of kindness, these become radiant in my sight. Nothing you do in my name is wasted. I am shaping your influence in subtle ways, causing your presence to offer shelter and hope to others. Let your confidence rise, not because you have all the answers, but because you know who walks beside you. The calling you carry is not a burden to bear, but a river flowing from my heart through yours. Rest now in the reality that I am your sure foundation. I am not impatient with your process or surprised by your stumbles. If you are tired, let your spirit lean into my quiet strength. When you feel uncertain, remember how my peace is available in the pauses between decisions. My love is not measured by your productivity or your ability to keep up. I delight in your willingness to return again and again to the center of my presence. Stay open, keep listening. There is more unfolding than you can yet see. My purposes are alive and will not fail, for I am the one who holds your future. Do you notice the way your heart quiets in this moment, the way your breath slows and your shoulders soften, as if your entire being is remembering what it means to rest in my presence? You have moved through so many shadows to arrive here, carrying burdens, clutching memories, and fearing unseen futures. Yet I have never left your side. Even while you questioned whether I was near, even when you braced for disappointment, my love encircled you like a shield. The world has tried to define you by your lowest moments, but I call you by the name I chose before time: beloved, chosen, redeemed. You are not the sum of your scars, you are the evidence of a resurrection in progress. Each day you surrender a little more, trust a little deeper, and release what you thought was yours to fix. That is the miracle already blooming in the quiet corners of your soul. There is more to this transformation than you can see right now. The things that once chained you have started to loosen their grip, sometimes without you even noticing. When despair tries to find its way back, it stumbles across a new strength I've planted within you. Feel that, even as gentle as a whisper, the hope rising inside where you once anticipated defeat. The world measures progress in outward signs, but I'm building something from the inside out. Resilience that outlasts seasons and a joy that no storm can sweep away. Every time you've chosen love over anger, forgiveness over bitterness, silent hope over loud fear, you have built with me a foundation for glory that will not be shaken. Let me speak to the hidden pockets of fear still lingering, those old questions that flare when dreams seem slow to come or silence feels like abandonment. You wonder if it's too late, if somehow you missed the turning point, if your history has outpaced my mercy. I tell you now, my timing restores what was lost and redeems what was broken beyond human repair. There is no season wasted, no failure beyond the reach of my hand. Today, I breathe new courage into you. That deep sigh you release is not just exhaustion leaving. It is my spirit awakening hope again in ground thought barren. Right now, your story is becoming medicine for others. Soon, what you have survived will become what you offer. But for now, breathe, beloved. Savor this peace. I see how fatigue sometimes wraps around your mind, making you wonder if change is even possible. Let me interrupt those thoughts. Stop and sense the way my presence settles over you like a soft covering. You are enveloped in safety. You are not at the mercy of chaos or the whims of the world. My word over you cannot be canceled by circumstance. You have permission to shed the armor you built to survive and put on the boldness of one who knows they are fully loved. Place your hand on your chest and feel the steady rhythm I set within you from the very beginning. Every beat is a reminder. I am not done with you. I know what you're thinking. The voices in your head remind you of past failures, whispering that lasting freedom is for others, not you. Those are not my words. My truth speaks louder. You are free because I say you are. Free to laugh without shadow, to hope without fear of disappointment, to love and be loved without pretense. Release the weight you've tucked into yesterday, for I am opening a door you stopped believing was possible. Soon, you'll recognize my fingerprints on moments you once called ordinary. You'll wake with unexpected clarity, and a word you need will arrive in the voice of another. When this happens, know, you are encountering me afresh. There are others walking this same unseen path, longing for the assurance you now hold. You are not isolated by your pain or the uniqueness of your struggle. Across many hearts, I am creating a movement of those who turn wounds into wonders, sorrows into songs. What emerged in your darkest nights will illuminate someone else's dawn. You will be a witness to healing, not just for yourself, but as a vessel carrying hope into fractured spaces. This is legacy, precious one. Watch as I multiply the very victories you thought were meant for your consolation alone. You may still feel whispers of anxiety, questions pressing at the door, and a reluctance to let go fully. I honor your honesty with me. Bring even your doubts to my feet. Let me hold your questions and transform them into trust. Right now, let your breath rise and fall, anchoring you to the present, this sacred now in which I am most real to you. The warmth you notice in your chest, the grounding in your feet, the tears that tremble at the threshold of release, these are not accidents. This is my nearness manifesting in the language your soul understands best. I meet you not in the performance of perfection, but in the messy, beautiful reality of your longing. You are being commissioned anew, no longer defined by the storms you survived, but by the fierceness of the faith that carried you. Stirring within you is a boldness you have not known before, an anointing for the days ahead. Go forth with expectation. Speak life where others only see loss. Carry kindness as your banner, and let compassion be your language. The world will look for explanations, but you will simply be evidence, living proof that I restore, revive, and resurrect. What broke you is becoming the very thing that unleashes your greatest authority. Before you move from this moment, pause. Soak in the truth that you are intimately known, every detail, every nuance, every ache. I am with you, not as a fleeting emotion, but as a constant companion. You are in me, and I am in you. This union cannot be undone by circumstance, failure, or fear. The days ahead contain both mystery and promise, and you will never walk a step of them alone. My love is the guarantee, my presence the provision, my joy your strength. I call you healed, whole, and sent. Not someday, but now. Watch for my signs. Today, you will encounter unexpected peace in a routine moment. You'll know it's me because you will feel hope returning to places that have been silent for far too long. Amen. If this word stirred something deep within you, stay connected to these daily reminders of my faithfulness. Press that button now, not for content, but for communion. I will meet you here tomorrow, speaking life again into the places that need it most.